Well, thanks so much for coming down to my house, guys. Congratulations on going full-time in property. You guys are really killing it. You're making big moves. You've quit your jobs. You've made like 12 grand last month in property. You've bought houses. You've flipped houses. So I just thought really it'd be good for me to get like some inside information so the listeners can copy exactly what you've done and emulate it. So how did you get started and what was your first deal?
So me personally, I've run a marketing company for the last 6-7 years, but always had a passion for property. So when the pandemic hit, I decided to start looking into it. Bought my first little buy-to-let, which is just a small little flat up in Newcastle. Put that as a rental property. And then I decided to go bigger, buy a big detached house, but moved in for 2 or 3 months, got really bored. So looked into renting that out. And then I started looking into projects. So I bought like a deceased estate. And then wanted to renovate it, had quite a lot of connections with builders and construction workers up there. And then I sort of come in contact with yourself and realised that you can rent it room by room and different sort of strategies. So that's sort of how it all came about, really.
Nice. So you were kind of already, got into property. You bought your first 1 or 2 houses, and then how did you come across our training and stuff? Was that just on YouTube or?
Yeah, I literally got a link sent of Amelia's Winners on a Wednesday, and I sent it out to Mel. I was like, we need to watch this.
Yeah.
And then back in December, there was a crash course in Leeds, and I just booked myself on it.
Well done. What about yourself?
So I worked for Lewis in his marketing company as his head of operations. So I was quite blank with property. I didn't really have any idea on property, as I just kind of saved and bought my first house and used my deposit. So Lewis then came back from your crash course and he said, you've got 1 or 2 options, I'm going to go full-time property. The options to come with me, or you have got a job still secure here. And I was like, let's just take the risk, let's go into property.
So you worked for Lewis to begin with,
yeah.
and then Lewis was like, I'm going full-time into property now. Do you want to be involved, or do you just want the job? So now you quit that job.
Yeah, so I quit the job.
So you lost an employee, dude.
100%, yeah.
And I became his business partner.
Wow. So that's crazy. And interesting then, because you saw the video where I helped Amelia. Did that kind of resonate, sort of seeing boss helps employee kind of thing?
Running a marketing company, I always felt like I wanted to pull other people up. So when I came into property, I really saw a way of doing that.
That's so good, bro. Respect for that. Because there's so many bosses that try and keep money-making secrets and business principles from their staff. And the whole system, you've heard me say this a million times, the whole system is created for people to be poor because the banks and the schools, the government and the employers, we're responsible. The employers just want their employees to just be good, have their pension, work hard, monkey do this. But the thing is, it's so important to get the best out in people. Like Kerry, for instance, the lady that's filming this, she's financially free. So she works now from a position of choice, but because she's working from a position of choice, she's actually working probably better than she would be if she was having to do it. So mad respect for that. So when did you guys go full-time in property then? When did that happen?
So it was about a month and a half ago. We just went full-time property, yeah.
And what happened in the last month and a half since you went full-time?
We just sort of 10x'd it. We just really, really wanted to go as fast as possible. I was fortunate enough from the few houses I had, once I started your training, I managed to systemize that to be financially free, but I wanted to put myself in a position where I needed to get the next deal and make more money. So yeah, we just sort of learned from what you taught us really on selling deals. I wanted to get some rent to SAs, and we also have a real big goal to go abroad. So we want to get properties abroad in Europe. I love the sun, lived in Australia for a couple of years, so that's what gave us the motivation really just to keep going.
Nice. And now you've got rent to rents that you're going to secure in where? Portugal?
Yeah, Portugal on Friday. I'll go have a look at them this Friday.
And you just secured a rent to rent deal today?
Yeah.
So where's the big money? I know rent to rents is quite a new addition to your strategy.
Yeah.
You've got your BRR buy to let. Where's the bulk of the money coming from?
So we have a potential deal about to go through, which is like on land. So the goal is to SA that deal with a couple of lodges because it's right next to a caravan park.
Yes.
And then potentially get planning permission on the land and then either sell the land off or build on that land as well.
Nice. That's big money. That's slow money. That takes forever. What was the cash flow? How much did you make last month?
Cash flow last month. So from my personal deals, I've got about £3,000 a month coming in from my personal deals.
Right, that's yours the houses that you bought,
Yeah.
you've systemized them. That's your financial freedom pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then obviously we sold 4 deals
Together?
last week
Yeah,
together.
Together.
And from that we generated 14,500
Yeah, 14,500.
ourselves. So that's where it's come from. It's just started.
Like towards the end of last week, was it you were going to go at the course, and we were like, I was like, Lewis, I feel like you need to come back. And for some reason, he was like, I think I need to not go at the course this week. Come back, and that week we made 14,500 grand.
Wow. So the interesting thing is, you'd already got some property experience because you'd bought a house. You know, the training obviously helped you systemize and turn it into HMOs and stuff like that. But the interesting thing is, just last month, you guys together as a team brought in 14.5 grand,
Yeah.
and that's from what, packaging and selling deals.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does it mean to package and sell a deal?
We go out, we look for the houses and things. We
Yeah.
then obviously do all our due diligence. We package it together, and we kind of send out our investors on our investors list.
Right.
And then obviously when they send back to us, we kind of sell out the deal and we send them across. And
Had you heard of deal packaging a year ago?
no, I hadn't even heard of it 2 months ago.
That's crazy. What about you? Like, what, the concept of, because I know you guys joined the academy, like 3-4 months ago?
Me, just after the deal selling course, Mel, the start of March.
What made you make that decision? You're obviously a marketer, you're already a property investor. What made you make the decision to invest so heavily into your education?
Honestly, the network is incredible. Coming from what we do, it's the exact same thing. I had a few coaches that, you know, are very successful in my previous industry. And I just realized by coming to your crash course, coming to the first deal sourcing event, if you can get in with the guys and girls that are doing what you want to do, you're going to be able to progress way faster. And then when we came back from the deal selling one, I booked me and Mel on as many networking events as possible. And we went and met people in Birmingham, met people in Newcastle, all across the Northeast. And that's what made the biggest difference. And once people started seeing us do well on our social media, you know, it gave a lot of people belief. And it all just came from really the network of the academy, to be honest.
Wow, and that's the thing. You can either go fast alone or far together.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how have you found the experience of the academy so far?
It's been amazing. Like, obviously, I didn't know anything about property until I kind of took the side step into doing it with Lewis a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I can't believe I've just made 14.5 grand in a week. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's definitely who you know, not what you know. Well, it's what you know and who you know as well.
Yeah.
But because of the networks we've made in the academy, we would never have been able to get where we are without it.
Yeah, that's so good. And that's what we like to do. We like to find people, not always, but sometimes, that are already having a bit of success. Like you were, having a bit of success, and they're already going to be successful on their own. But what we can do is we can make it happen faster and bigger and have fun doing it. So, you know, it's just great to see how fast, and I said to you as well about coming on this show, you know, we'll have you again, you know, in maybe 6-12 months and do a part 2, because I've no doubt you're going to take over the world. Talk to me about, Lewis, your buy, refurbish, refinance deal. Run the figures on it and explain, you know, the process of how that happened.
So I built quite a lot of connections with people in the auction teams up in the Northeast. A couple of the guys used to work for my company. And when they realized I was in property, they started offering me a lot of deals. And this deal came up, it sort of failed in the auction, and there's a chance for a post-auction agreement.
Nice.
So I secured it really cheap. I had 1 day to do it. Like I turned up on the day, and then the auction was going the next day. And we got it for a really, really good price, £71,000 we secured it for. It only took me about £5,000 in refurb costs, so I'd done quite a lot of the stuff myself. I then turned it into like a 4-bed HMO, rented out to 3 of my ex-employees, which was handy. And then we done a refinance on it, and it managed to pull out, it cost me about 30 grand all in with the deposit and actually refurb. I managed to pull out £33,000 from that deal.
Wow.
And now it's generating £1,400 a month.
That's the most amazing deal ever.
Yeah.
So, and where is that?
That's in Newcastle. It's just like 10 minutes out of the city
To
centre.
visit that house.
Yeah.
I have to visit the house. So what, you bought it for 75,
71.
71, you spent 5 grand turning it into a HMO.
Yeah.
You then got it valued at 100,
15.
115, pulled out all your money and some extra money, 100% tax-free,
Yeah.
and then rent it out as a HMO. And now you're finding deals, obviously not every deal is as good as that. That deal. And you posted that deal on TikTok and it had 1 million views.
Yeah, it did blow up. It blew up. That was a shock, to be honest. Because we have a girl that does our social media for us. And a lot of time you just don't get time to see it because you're just busy getting things done. And Mel's the superstar when it comes to all the organisation. I'm sort of on the ground, go to the viewings, spend time with the builders, but Mel puts everything in place and sort of tells me where I can go and what I can't.
What did you think of the negative comments that you had on that video? Because I know there was yeah, what?
I just laugh about them funny, like,
Yeah.
it's just funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of negativity from what I'd done previously, because we'd done direct sales, so it's like door-to-door sales and event sales, so it's commission only. It's quite a lot of stigma behind that anyway.
Right.
So coming into this, it was sort of just a different form of negative.
It is different.
I was very surprised though, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's the UK.
And I do warn people of this on the academy. I say, when you become financially free, you're going to start having, even friends and family might suddenly not want you to be doing it, or think, oh, what are you doing? Be careful. And then even when you win, like you guys did, then it's like, oh, you're everything that's wrong with the economy. You're greedy landlords. It's like you can't win. No. And I think it's really important to, when you're starting a business, just remember that actually, you know what? People's opinions don't really matter. Yeah. It's about, what am I doing? Is this helping people? Am I making money ethically, morally? What am I doing with my finances? And it's so important to have people around you, like on the academy, who are rooting for you and are like-minded. I think environment is
everything. Yeah. And that's what I love about the courses as well, because they come around so regularly. If you feel like you're hitting a bit of a lull, you go to a course and bang, straight back up again.
Yeah, definitely.
And you build that relationship with people on the academy that it's like going back and seeing friends again. So
So you mentioned investor list.
Yeah.
Where do we get this list, baby?
So,
who are these people?
Just connections that we've made from going to networking events, but also kind of when we came to yours, like some of the people we sold you to are off obviously Academy as well. Yeah. But also like the different networking events, we kind of have our own links that we just kind of give out, and we give our information out. So
amazing.
Got quite a few investors on our list.
We can always do more though. Yeah. I find out that it's strange because to start with, you don't have any investors, and you have a couple of deals come through, and then you have loads of investors and no deals, and now we're the other way. We get thrown deals all the time. Wow. But now haven't got enough investors for the deals.
It's always the way. 1 minute you've got too many investors, then you've got too many deals, and it's like a balancing act. How do you find your deals then? Like where do you go? You mentioned you got that first one from auction or post-auction after it didn't sell. But generally speaking, where are you picking up your deals that you're selling?
So it's networking.
Quite a good relationship with a lot of estate agents, kind of getting our faces out there, getting known. So we get quite a lot of like off-market deals and all the things sent to us. We kind of don't just, we go out, we're looking for them. I was driving along the road, I was like, oh my God, we've got a bespoke sauce, and he's looking for like a care home type style. I was like, oh my God, there's a care home, like as I'm just driving past, and you start to notice a lot more things when you're driving along and you see different things, like, oh, can I get a lease option off them? Oh, can I do this? So.
And you're in Sunderland. Where are you based? Newcastle? Which is close by, which is so good right now for deals. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, even if someone's on the academy and they're trained, or me for instance, I don't need to pay someone to find me deals. I can find my own deals, but I still will pay someone because if you're in Newcastle, just driving to Newcastle and back, just having somebody that's done the negotiations, that's been out, that's viewed 20 houses in the rain, that's negotiated, like I'm gonna happily pay 3,000, 5,000 if the deal's right. So deal sourcing. Sometimes people think, why would you pay money to a deal sourcer? But because they found you a really good deal that would have taken you hours to find yourself.
To add to what Mel said as well, a lot of the deals we have now is for exactly that. People that don't live quite in Newcastle. So there's a few people on the academy that throw us deals all the time, and they can't go and view them because it's like 2 hours, 3 hours away. Right. And they find all these incredible deals, so we're just on the doorstep. And that's sort of what we've found working really well now. Mel's does a lot of the operational side of stuff from hers, and then I'm in the city centre. I'm just popping from place to place and doing all the viewings.
How do you manage problems? Because as deal sourcers, if you made 14 grand last month, that will come with problems. Headaches, agents saying, oh, I'm really sorry, there's a higher offer on this, and then you have to break the news to the investor. Investors pulling out, asking for refunds. It's not as easy as just, oh, I'll just sit back and do nothing. And you've got to make 10, 20, 30 grand a month as a deal seller. Yes, it's possible, but it is hard work. Now, don't get me wrong, having a job's hard. But the pressures of being a deal seller are real. If you're making the kind of money you're making, if you just sell one deal a month and you're really choosy of who you sell to, and you can literally replace an average salary like that in a doddle. But to be scaling it like you guys are doing, how do you deal with the problems?
Yeah, so it's about having the right team, I think, really. So like I said, Mel's so much better at me with the the contracts, with the agreements, with the email and back and forth, like contacting the investors that way. And I'm better when it comes to on the ground. So speaking to the investor over the phone, speaking to the estate agent over the phone, speaking to the building team. And it's just bouncing off each other really, to be honest. But there has been a lot of problems. One morning we woke up and like 3 people wanted deals, and we had like 3 people's fees hit the account, and it was a little bit shocking, wasn't it, to be honest? We had 3 deals sell in one day.
Yes, yeah, so 3 different deals sell, so we were like, oh my God, right, gone from selling none this week to now 3 at the end of the week. We were like, how do we handle this? So I was like, typing all the contracts up, sending them out to each investor. You were like, talking to the estate agent. We were like, oh God, this is a little bit, it is very stressful, but the rewards after obviously outweigh.
I once sold 6 deals in one afternoon.
It's
bang, 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 you know, and there isn't, probably it sounds like a heavy word, but there's like an aftermath, because when you sell a lot of deals, these investors are all like, now I want to see the deal, I want to view it, I want to do my research, I want to be handheld, I want some support, I want someone to listen to me, and it can be quite stressful, but at the same time, the best deals that you find, you keep yourself. Yeah, 100%. So it's just the perfect business to do in property.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, it was like euphoria because it all went in the account, and then bang, we had to quickly get everything in order. Yeah. And that was, I suppose, the thing that was like the most important because for them, you're the one deal, if that makes sense. But for us, it's like it was multiple, so it's hard to keep that balance. And for me, it's really important, I think, for the customer service side of things. Yeah. Because I think you've mentioned it a lot. One investor have a good experience with you, they're going to come back and again and again. So we really want to do that with people.
Biggest objection you get from investors, because no one wants to just give you their money.
No.
We learned that.
This would be the investor's dream scenario. The investor's dream scenario would be, reserve it for me. Yeah. I want first refusal. I'll then go and look at it in my own time, and then I'll pay you as and when, maybe even after completion, right? However, that's not how we do things. How we do things is, if we've gone out and worked really hard and we've got a deal, it's first come, first serve, baby. Yeah. It's payment up front.
Yeah, we have to, like what you do, we trained our investors. So we had someone say, we're really interested. We were like, well, that's okay. If you're going to pay the fee, we'll give you all the information. If not, it has to go to the next investor who's interested. Right. So we kind of train our investors to know that the deals, that when they come up, they go.
Do you do a 14-day calling off period?
We do, yeah.
Right. And then people say, oh, what happens if they ask for a refund? Well, that might happen, but generally speaking, no one's going to pay you $5,000 for a laugh. Yeah. If they're going to pay you a full finder's fee up front, the only reason they're going to ask for a refund is if the deal was a letdown, in which case there would have been problems anyway. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. So that makes sense. So, and a lot what you said about training your investors is exactly what I did. So if I have someone that's unsure about whether they want to buy it or not, and they're on the fence, I'll just go, no problem, call me back in an hour. Because I know it'll be gone in an hour.
Obviously, we sent out the email back straight away and was like, right, I want to get this deal, can you send more information? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, no problem, like you said, pay the finder's fee, whatever. He was like, oh, can I have another few hours to think about it? We're like, that's fine, but it's going to get sent out. We've already sent out to all the investors. And then we'd sold that deal, and he'd come back saying, oh, I've spoken to my wife about it, I think I want it. And we were like, unfortunately, the deal's gone. Yeah. Like, if we have another one come up, we will email it out type thing, but it's gone at the moment.
Yeah, and then he'll be your next buyer next time.
100%. I think he's actually texted us today for that deal, which is crazy. And you have to learn that yourself, though. Like, you can obviously teach it, but you've obviously already had that experience. Yeah. So we've made the mistakes, the same thing. We trusted investors when we maybe shouldn't have, and we've learned that lesson. You get.
I warned you, man. Tell me about the deal selling masterclass. What's that like?
Incredible. I just love the way that you have. It's more of a doer now. I think Ricky says it all the time. Like, he just gets you on the phone, and we're quite comfortable with that anyway, because Mel's always been on the phone. I've always been face to face with customers, so that's not the problem. But the reason you just make it so streamlined to go from you've got a deal, a lead, I suppose, and how you package that and get that ready to go to an investor. Yeah. And everyone does it so differently as well. But your training makes it streamlined.
The way I see it, I almost see it, it's not quite, but one step down from like a franchise. Because we say, this is the business. Yeah. This is how you do it. We created this, and it took years. And you do this. And then we show you on the phone, sell deals to investors. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like, right. And then you guys, after you've been to the Deal Selling Masterclass, bang, making crazy money. But it's incredible what you've done. What's your plans then over the next year? What are you hoping to sort of really focus on?
Well, we had a little goal when we first started and transferred over, which was my goal, which was I wanted to make my yearly salary in 6 months. Yeah. And then we've just made half my yearly salary in a week.
Hey!
So now it's got to go on to bigger things. So we need to refocus the goals and make it massive, make bigger goals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we set a goal as well. Every £10,000 we make, we're going to go on a little holiday.
Holiday.
Dude, you're going to be on holiday every week, bro.
100%, that's the goal. That is the goal.
You know what though? It's so interesting what you said, because I think a lot of people, they set 10-year business plans.
Yeah.
And it's too long. You need to take your 10-year business plan, put it into a month, and just smash it.
Yeah.
Because you can achieve so much with the right education and the right action. And you guys obviously have worked super hard on what we've done, and you know, deserve every success. But I'm so pleased to hear that you made your annual salary in a week.
I know. It's mint, isn't it?
She just kept calling me up. She just couldn't believe it. I was like, is that actually in the account? I was like,
I was
yes,
like,
in the
"You sure
account.
it's in the account?" And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I've never seen that much money.
Wow. So, okay, so what would you say then in terms of yourself now to someone that's just starting out, that's brand new? You didn't know anything a few months ago about property at all. Lewis obviously had some experience from his own buy-to-lets. But from someone brand new, what would you say that if you were advising them, what would be the first steps to get into property?
100% get educated and definitely network. Like, it isn't how fast you do it. It's like getting to know people, surround yourself with the right environment, learn the right education, and then it'll all follow, because you can't not do it right if you've got the right education. Like, I couldn't not sell a deal now that I know how to sell a deal.
Yes.
So I can't just jump in it blind and think, oh my God, I'm going to be able to be a millionaire soon. Yeah. I've had to have that education, be educated, surround myself with the right environment, and that's pushed me to kind of get where I am, 100%.
That's amazing. Lewis, what's your strongest reason for doing? You're a very driven guy, work very, very hard, invested a lot in yourself, making a lot of money. What's the reason for all of this?
Honestly, family. That's the reason. My dad is a builder by trade, bricklayer, and he spent 50 years building houses. And I was really fortunate when I was growing up. He bought a barn when I was 3, converted it. We lived in it for 25 years. Absolutely amazing. I've sort of grown up around that. So I wanted to do that, but I've also seen him work till he's 70. Yeah. So I wanted to sort of combine the both, if that makes sense, and help my mum, help my sister, help my dad, and also my future family as well. So that's amazing. That's really why I get the passion from. Yeah. But also just, I want to be on a beach somewhere and actually making money while I'm sleeping, rather than when I'm there every day.
Yeah, well, passive income is so real, and property is the best way to make passive income. So incredible. So if people want to get connected with you guys, which they should, because I just want to say, not only have you, obviously you've taken a lot from the academy. I know you've had a lot of business calls, mentoring, but you've also given a lot as well. You know, you've helped so many people in the academy, your energy, and you've joint ventured and collabed. So what's the best way to get in touch with people? Watch this and think, man, I'd love to work with these guys. What's the best way to do that?
So our biggest way is on Instagram. It's Platinum Property Development.
Platinum Property Development.
Yeah, that's the Instagram page. We have an awesome girl called Hillary that does our social media for us. Also TikTok, which is platinum_property. And we've actually just set up our own website. We'll be live in a couple of weeks' time as well.
Amazing. Well, I'll leave all those links in the description, which will be amazing so people can connect. What's it been like then working with me over the last few months? How's it been?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, your energy is just amazing. So when you come to the event, you just feel super recharged and like we want to go and you want to go. And you've got that full constant support. Like, you've got your mentoring calls, you one-to-one. Like, it's just amazing having that network there. Yeah.
And also just clearing the time as well. Like every Monday night. Every Monday night at 8 o'clock. I feel bad if I can't physically get on it, and I'm like, Samuel's got so much going on and he's still there on the calls every Monday. So I think that's massive. And also the team you created around it as well. You know, I think it's just makes a massive.
Well, thank you guys. So Lewis, final words of wisdom. Anyone watching this that needs a real golden nugget, go.
Just your network is your net worth.
Bang, love it. Guys, thank you for coming down. I really appreciate it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I'm sure you can agree what they've done is absolutely amazing. Packaging and selling deals. Keeping the best ones, full-time in property. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit like. If you want to come and meet myself and the team and get to actually meet some property investors, then come on down to the Property Investors Crash Course. I'll leave a link in the description. Also, if you want to see more interviews like this, you can check out a whole playlist right here. And don't forget to subscribe. So we'll see you next time.